Christmas Eve 2020, wanted to do a quick knife review. This is a collaboration piece between Lorien Arnold and Nathan Carruthers. If you're not familiar with these two gentlemen, Lorien is a very talented knife designer and maker that hails from Canada. Lorien and I have gone back and forth on knife topics and thoughts for many years, and I do consider him a friend and a very valuable asset to the blade community. Lorien was a monitor on blade forums for many years, and a fair-tempered, even-keeled guy you couldn't come upon. He's a great guy, and he'll be sorely missed as a moderator. Nathan is probably best known for being what I would call a perfect knife maker. Nathan incorporates CNC machines and an eye for detail that is second to none, and makes pretty much a perfect knife. It's exactly the same, every aspect of it. There's no blems, there's no flaws. Everything is perfect. Edge geometry perfect, heat treat perfect. Everything Nathan does is pretty much synonymous with a perfect knife. So to have a designer like Lorien and Nathan collaborate is, to me, a very interesting proposition. So we'll jump right into what this knife is. This is the DEK1 or DEK1. This knife was designed by Lorien to fit a lot of different situations. It's going to be at home being a hunting knife, to being a defensive or military type, piece that would be as at home paired with a hunting bow as it would be with 300 blackout. We've even used it for some upland bird hunting, and it's certainly a little bit bigger than you'd want for a bird and trout knife, but as you'll see, because of the fantastic edge geometry and sharpness, even in small detailed jobs, it really does well. What I've done is I've paired it with an overbelt. Some people call them battle belts, some people call them overbelts. Whether it be if I'm doing handgun stuff, I'll wear a certain type belt. For hunting, I always like to have the tools I'm gonna need basically on a tool belt. The whole kit of this knife, meaning sheath and knife, came as a package, and it is very well executed. Mashcat did the Kydex on it. And if you're not familiar with his work, this is probably one of the nicest made Kydex sheaths I've ever come about. It's got a drain hole at the bottom. Knife is in and out positively with a very substantial click. You can use your thumb right on the top as a brake. Just phenomenal sheath. And sheaths are so overlooked when it comes to custom knives. Everybody buys a beautiful knife and they use a garbage sheath. This was not overlooked. I believe this is Mashcat did this sheath for these guys, and it is an extremely well-built product. We'll jump into the knife. So you've got 3V on this. I think it's about a 4.5-inch blade. It's a little larger than I'd like for a skinning knife, but as a general hunting field knife, because of the excellent edge geometry, because of the way your hand can really facilitate different grips on this knife, we found it to be a very easy knife to use. This is the knife that I've chosen to use for this year's hunting season, and that's why I said this is going to be a bit of a partial video, because I've not yet done hunting for the year. So far, we've done some deer work with it. We've used it as an upland, bird and trout knife, which is not what it should be because it's a little bit too big for that. But again, it worked well. And all in all, it's, as a field hunting knife, it's a phenomenal design. But what Lorien was trying to accomplish was to make a knife that would be at home with any of these tools but more so also as a defensive piece. This knife really does facilitate a saber grip. Right there, you've got texturing on the spine that sits in your hand, perfect for the saber grip. Your thumb rests here. It facilitates a Filipino grip, which is one of my favorite knife grips. Also in reverse, it tucks in, and the thumb, again, I don't want to call it jimping because it's machined so beautifully, it's just perfect. But you do have texture there. Again, fits the reverse grip, very secure. The handle facilitates easy transition to different grips, as well as just a super comfortable handle that you can choke up and spin up with to do detail work. Phenomenal, phenomenal design. It really does cover all your bases. There's not a lot of knives that you'd call it defensive or tactical blade, and also a hunting knife. This knife would be at home hunting elk or whitetail or Cape buffalo in Africa, as it would be on a Molly vest for a soldier, or for someone in law enforcement, or for someone that wants to carry it in waistband. This knife really pretty much covers all your bases. It really is a jack of all trades. Again, like I said, CPM 3V. Nathan is meticulous with his heat treat. I believe it's a 20-degree edge on it. It is razor sharp. It shaves easy. It does anything you'd require it to do. And he's got his heat treat down so well that it's not going to be brittle. You can get it thin, so it's a wicked slicer, but you're not going to be chipping. So all in all, you add the kit together with an excellent sheath, pair it with either whatever you're doing that day you're doing, and you're going to have just an all-around high-quality piece of kit that, for the money, I don't think you're going to beat, to be honest with you. It does everything and does everything, not well, extremely well. Wanted to do more of a close-up with some better lighting. Here you can see the excellent Kydex sheath. You can hear how the knife positively locks in and out of the sheath. Now here, you basically got a spear point design with that added ramp with the texture that really does add to that Filipino grip that I really do prefer. The saber grip, again, because of the texturing here, sets back in the hand perfectly and gives you a great saber grip. Really, really well executed. For reverse grip, again, the texturing here, lock that thumb down. The kick out really fits the hand extremely well. Gives it a great, great reverse grip feel. A lot of texturing in the handle, and this scallop part here lends itself to laying the knife over for working on detailed stuff. Again, really, really, really good edge geometry on this. Just a really well thought out design and perfectly executed by Nathan. Fantastic piece, transitions very well. Just a really, really usable all around knife that is as home as it is in the field hunting or in more of a defensive type situation. Fantastic, fantastic piece. You can check out Nathan's subform on Blade Forums. I'll put a link at the end. Lorien's also on there. If you're interested in getting one of these, reach out to Nathan and Lorien. I'm sure they can help facilitate that. Again, I wish everybody a Merry Christmas. The DEK1 or the DEK1 is far from done with me. This is going to be my field knife for some time to come, just because it is so well designed and does retain an edge so well that it'd be an awesome knife to take on any kind of extended back-in trip. It's going to work, it's going to perform, and it's not going to let you down. Nathan and Lorien, Merry Christmas, guys. You're a credit to what you do, and I'm anxious to see where this knife goes with me and what we can get done with it. Again, very much appreciate everyone looking. Merry Christmas. You ready? Get it, big boy. Yeah! crusher, Max.